Hey there, I'm Helen King, a brand new singer-songwriter playing the London indie rock music scene. Listen to my personal story on Networking Magazine podcast. From being a music lover from a young age to releasing my own debut album, Look Back No More, out now. 10 tracks of anthemic, melodic, emotive indie rock. You can get a behind-the-scenes glimpse of how it felt to launch my debut album at the iconic London venue The Water Rats on the 11th of February 2025. Look Back No More by Helen King's out now on all major streaming platforms.
Hello and thank you for joining me for this episode of Jibba Jabba, the vocal part of the Networking Magazine. In today's show, model and actress Amy Carroll has a candid conversation about her battle with breast cancer and how she hopes to help others in the same position regain their confidence through photography. Hi Amy, welcome to the show.
Hi, you okay?
Very well, thank you. I've been dying to talk to you for ages. We've been throwing texts back and forwards over the last couple of weeks for the editorial. Now, this podcast is an opportunity to bring your story to life in your own voice. You were featured in an editorial for Catwalk Diaries, our fashion-branded magazine, and you also shared a story on the BBC. So let's wind the clock back to where your story began. How did it begin for you? Where does your story take place?
So I got diagnosed in 2021 with stage 4 breast cancer.
Wow.
I also got the genetic gene BRCA1. Prior to that, I did do modelling from 2019.
Right. Is 2019 where you began your modelling career, or did it start earlier than that?
Yeah, so 2019 is when I began it, and it built my confidence up going through kind of normal life with, being in the industry, really. But obviously getting diagnosed with the breast cancer in 2021, it took a bit of a toll on it when I obviously got diagnosed, but then ultimately with kind of meeting different women and going through it myself, I actually realised that, a big part of me was like, I don't know if I can carry on doing the modelling. I questioned myself. Obviously, it did knock my confidence and stuff massively.
Yeah. You wouldn't think it now, though.
No.
Go back to 2019. One of the things that strikes me the most about you are the level of tattoos that you have, because you are covered in tattoos, and each tattoo has a story. But I have seen some images of you where there are no very few tattoos. When did you begin with facial tattoos?
I'm trying to think now. So I did have my neck done before the cancer, but I'd say my face has been more after the cancer.
Right.
I did have one, if I remember rightly, I did have my forehead tattoo, but I didn't have many on my face, which, to be fair, before I did actually think, I used to question, oh no, I'm not going to do that, or, I might not be able to get this job. And it was kind of after the cancer, I just thought, you only live once, and if you want to do something, just go and do it.
You're very inspirational, I'll tell you that. All right, so let's move forward with the modelling. So you had this bad news about, there's my doorbell ringing, but don't worry, it's live. So let's talk about the modelling. You are, after you were diagnosed, you had this thought process like, can I continue? Can I do this? Was it a friend? I mean, who were the motivators to say, come on, Amy, you got to do it?
It was myself, to be honest. I did like events for everybody, kind of female and male, from like all different aspects. But then after the cancer, it made me realise that it's not just about kind of everybody. It's like, when you go through something, no matter what it is, breast cancer or, a serious health problem, mental health obviously plays a big, massive part in it, but there's not really many people out there that can understand it or can relate and actually go through something like what you're going through, and actually that does modelling, or you kind of, it's like you're not forgotten about, but it's just like, oh, they're poorly, so we're not going to contact them, or that's kind of what happened with me. It was like, oh, we're not going to, message her or ask her if she wants to do this. And I kind of thought, you know what? It shouldn't be like that. It should be, you should still be asked. You should still be, if you want to do it, the option's there. And when I kind of like started doing things myself and people realised, well, actually, she is still doing it. The more people contacted me, the more people that, were going through what I was going through or had been through it was like, I want to get involved. And it kind of just escalated from there. But the kind of positive like comments and stuff after of how mentally it helped people and how that made me feel, and the fact that I was doing it myself and going through it, I was like, do you know what? It doesn't really matter. Your body is how it is. And if you feel well enough and strong enough to do it, and if it is just one day out the month that gets you through that month to make you feel how you feel that day, then why not?
Why not? You've got a very unique face, because your face can be very very serious, and in your modelling photos you can look at it and think, I'm just going to give you my money. I'm just gonna,
if you get judged.
But there's a very sensitive side about you, and it's not always about that aggressive face. You've got into acting. Modelling kind of sort of steered you into a kind of acting sort of realm. Tell me, if you can, I don't know if it's a secret, but tell me a little bit about the acting side.
Yeah, so I can only say so much at the moment.
Sure. Don't give too much away. No spoilers. Just whatever you can.
So I basically, after having, it was 4 surgeries I had at this point. So I had both breasts off, and then I had tissue expanders put in, and then they filled the tissue expander up with like fluid to stretch the skin. And then I had one off because I had a problem with the right side where I had the radiotherapy. And I did not think for 1 minute that I was going to get, contacted about going and doing acting and going into a TV series. So I actually got pulled off a catwalk. It was the first catwalk that I did at London Catwalk it was. And the first one I ever did. And I'm not going to say how I felt, but I was absolutely scared to death. I was like, you've got to walk, and you've got to walk a certain way. But I got pulled off there and got asked to do this acting series.
This confidential thing right now, but you will hear about Amy very soon.
The trailer is out there, but I just can't go into it too much. So quite a lot of people have seen that, but it was life-changing, to be honest, and the fact that I could do it.
You've kind of turned life the way you wanted it. I guess it's every model's dream to get into acting, and every model's dream to be discovered, and you've kind of created this path for yourself. You've got a huge following on Instagram. People love what you've done and how you've done it, but not just the way you look, but the way that you communicate to the audience. But you've done more than this. You run regular photo shoots around the whole country. You help to raise money for cancer charities. There's another side to you. Tell us about that.
So with meeting and kind of going through what I've gone through, and just life in general, like the little things, sitting and having food with the kids, or just waking up every day, like just being grateful for being here every day. Because at one point when I was going through treatment, they'd given me 5 years to live, and it was only probably 9-10 months ago now that they told me I was going to live longer. So with kind of before being told that, and living with kind of the thoughts and everything that goes through your head, I kind of just lived every day as if it was my last, which, to be honest, being happy and taking the little things and just doing what every day you do take for granted, and you just get up and you just get on with it. But it's more important now. I've kind of thought, how can I help other people? And you never know what someone's going through either. Never mind, when you look at somebody, you can judge them or you can think, but certain people can look at people and think, they're doing all right, or they're laughing and giggling. You never really know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
So I just created, I've got a whole team now of different people, different backgrounds that have built confidence on that, but basically they help each other and help other people from all over the country. It's
incredible.
Like, it's crazy. Yeah. With everything as well, I've also gone into working with kids in care. And that's opened my eyes up to kind of, when you were younger and the support wasn't there as much as what it is now for kids. But having the kind of experience what I've gone through, I mean, I have got 3 children myself, and going through that, but kind of knowing and meeting people as they're older, but also hearing about their childhood that they've gone through and what traumas and stuff. So actually helping both from different aspects is just amazing. Like, you just never know what someone's going through.
That's right. Just by the way they look, it can be a completely different story.
100%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I too suffer with cancer, lymphoma. You have a friend who you were pictured with on the BBC.
Yeah, Chelsea.
That's right. Yeah. Tell me about Chelsea. I mean, how you're very close, obviously. Cancer brought you together even more so. Tell me about her.
I'm not going to go into too much detail with her health, so I don't know how much you'd want me to say.
Okay.
But she's going through it, and we speak all the time. The photo shoots. I mean, I didn't know what she said until I actually watched it on BBC, and it was quite emotional, to be honest. That
Sure.
That event, even once, like I say, once a month, or just that chat. It's like helps her and just makes her feel normal, and
amazing.
That in itself, like, to give somebody that just that even just that day, just to help them through that month or that week, or we've become really good friends, and
amazing.
There's numerous other people that contact me. We've got an actual other charity event that's going ahead on Saturday, and again, people judge because it's a charity. It's actually called Chaotic Angels, which the name you'd think, but these are actually ex-military, ex-police officers that have created a whole bike club to help the community. They've got food banks.
Which area, when you say community, which area are you talking about? Northamptonshire, where you're from?
No, this is I'm saying it right. Hampshire. Is it Hampshire?
Hampshire, right?
Hampshire.
Okay.
I don't know. I always get it wrong when I say it.
I'll put some details about it in the podcast description box. But that's interesting. Do you have you got an Instagram page for them? How can people reach out to you?
Yeah, so the actual page itself, I'll just get it up on my phone. Just bear with me.
Don't lose the connection with me.
I don't want to. Can you imagine? 1 second.
But I'll make sure that that's in the podcast description box as well. I wanted to find out more about these events and what sort of age group is it aimed at? Is it only open to people who have cancer?
It's open to the oldest lady that I've had that's come on board has been 65.
Wow.
The youngest girl, she actually did a photo shoot at the weekend and she was 18.
Wow. Quite a contrast.
So it's no age, no disability, no mental health, no illness. Everybody is welcome, and whatever that takes, however long it takes. If they need to speak to me for a year before they even do it, or
Amazing.
3 years, it's whenever somebody is ready. That's just how I work. There's no pressure.
Just love the different dimensions that you have. Model, actress, event organizer. I mean, you've got so many. Tell me about the tattoos. I'm very interested. I've got tattoos as well. And when I had cancer, I wanted to sort of mark the different chapters of cancer on me so that I can always be reminded when I look in the mirror and I see those tattoos, I remember each and every chapter. Was it the same for you? Is it because of cancer that you wanted to tell the story with tattoos? Was it the same or different?
I've got like different kind of, when I've had the tattoos, they've all been different like parts of when I've gone through it. So I've got certain numbers on me which are angel numbers. I always used to see 1111, so I've got that tattooed on me.
Right.
I've got 444, which is protection, which I had that after I came out of, I had chemo, and I went in a wheelchair due to being too poorly on the chemo, and I thought I was going to end up staying in this wheelchair. And to be honest, I ended up coming out the wheelchair, and I was straight in the gym.
Wow.
with everything that I had. But I had protection tattooed on me.
Wow.
And that's on my left shoulder.
Yeah.
I had I did another part 222 was in lineman on my face.
Wow.
I had it's 3 lines on my chin, which is motherhood. I've got 3 children.
Right.
So it's a symbol. It's basically says that I've got 3 children, and it simplifies you being a mum of 3 children.
Right.
That's the right wording for it. Yeah. I've got one side of me which is on my right side. So my right side's like the cancer side, I'd say.
Okay.
So that kind of side's it's got quite like not dark sides to it. It's got like warrior, like I'm trying to think of different pictures and stuff like it's very like flowers.
It's interesting you've got a cancer side that you've
used. Well, I've got a cancer symbol as well. I've got a cross with faith.
Right.
There's like roses, butterflies, and butterflies symbolize that my angels are watching me.
Yeah.
And I with all of this like together, I've got a lion on my right side on my hand, which like lioness. It's all like a meaning. My left side's more like flowers.
Yeah.
I've got my angel number. I've got gratitude on my left hand.
It's funny because it reminded me very much of my time with cancer. It was the same. I got up off the chair straight in the gym, didn't listen to everyone. People say, well, if you fall over, who's going to pick you up kind of thing.
100%.
It brings back memories and the times and dates and heartbeat tattoos and all of those sort of things brings back memories. Yeah.
It is, especially when like I don't know, like when you're talking to people, I don't know how you felt when you was going through it, but my mindset was like, think of the worst case scenario and anything less is better.
Correct.
And if you kind of look at it like that, and then it is less, you feel so much better.
Yeah.
But you're already prepared for the worst. So if they tell you the worst, mentally you're prepared for it. So that advice there that, some people could think, oh God, why would you think like that? But it helped me so much, like thinking that way.
Yeah. And to be honest, it already helps me talking to you about something we've both been through, chemotherapy. So, very, very good. Okay, let's talk about your, how you prepare for these photo shoots, because you look ever so prepared. I've got to tell you.
Well, I've got a team that do help me. I don't do everything myself, but initially, like kind of meeting people, and when people contact me, obviously it's quite a big thing for somebody to do. You've got to take the pace slow. Like I am what you see is what you get with me. Like I kind of read people how I read them.
Sure.
Not everybody gets everything right. And,
No.
Sometimes you think that that person may be ready, but then you always have to check in and say, do you know what? Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're ready for this? Like, I can guide you. I'm literally there, like, guiding them whichever way they need to go, and any advice. And
that's really helpful, because there are a lot of newbies, and there's so much out there on social media. I'm guessing people don't know which way to turn. It's nice that you can relate to people who are entering the
100%.
industry.
It is quite. I think it's quite overwhelming. You don't know what to expect, and to be honest, I still feel a little bit nervous sometimes. I'm like, oh, what am I going into?
Well, you don't look it.
I am like, believe it or not, like I am. Like I still get a bit nervous. Like I think it's just because you're putting a lot of different personalities in a room. I think it's like anything that you do.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
She's an emerging talent in the modelling world who makes no secrets of also balancing her time with music and digital media, working with iconic brands such as Yves Saint Laurent, Revolution Makeup and Shane, to name a few. Maria Valentina shares her professional and personal journey with us. Maria's magazine editorial is available on our website in glossy print and in a Catwalk Diaries digital magazine. Visit networkingmagazine.co.uk or check out our bio for details. Oh, you dropped off there. You there? You're still there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about technical problems. Don't worry.
You do feel like, when you think to yourself, you've got a room full of people, and any job that you do, I think that's always a big thing for most people, because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But you introduce somebody to somebody else, and, obviously everybody's story and what they talk about is private, but it's entirely.
You dropped off again. You've dropped off again. I've lost you again. Are you there?
Have you got me?
Yeah, I've got you. I've got you. Well, what kind of feedback do you get? I mean, from when you're at these photography events and people. I mean, do they thank you for the opportunity that they've had, or are they quite? I mean, how does it work for someone who's been? What kind of feedback do you give?
To be totally honest, the last.
Don't be too honest.
I had a mum actually break down to me on Saturday after I took her daughter. I mean, it's a big thing to let somebody, she came with me in the car because her mum's got other children and stuff, and she came with me in the car, and I said, she's trusting me with her child, she's an adult, but ultimately it's a big thing to do. But, when you kind of, you get that from a parent where they're like so grateful, and in my head I'm thinking, I've not really done much, I've just been mean. Do you know what? I wished I had that when I was that age, or when I first started doing modelling, and I wished I had somebody that could guide me the right way, because it is a very hard, there's certain situations you could get in, there's certain scenarios you could get in, there's people that can make you feel away. It's a very hard industry to be in. And I think, you've got to be, guided the right way, and make sure, all my photographers that I use are all safe, and you're in a safe place, safe environment. The people that I work with, there's just, and it's really, once you've got confirmation of that, and that, your photos ain't going to go anywhere. Your photos can be looked at before,
Sure.
As a mom, but also as as an individual, you can see the photos. There's not going to be photographers post them out because they think they've got authorization to do that, because you can use certain people or certain websites and stuff. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but and they're not always safe, and it is quite scary. So
it's a minefield out there. You really don't you don't know. Social media presence is is a big play. You use social media really well to get your messages across. Is social media a necessity as a tool now for a model who's entering into the industry?
I would say, I mean, I didn't even have any social media until I started doing modelling. I think it can be very time consuming, but I think once you plan it and kind of do, like, I just do it as and when. There's no specific time or anything like that. But it can be overwhelming. But I'd definitely say Instagram is the way to get it out there. I haven't got a clue how to use TikTok, not the foggiest.
Makes two of us.
If you sat a computer in front of me, I'd look at it and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I literally do everything from my phone. And, you kind of learn as you go along, and just little like acts and stuff that, people can show you along the way.
Sure.
It's just worth knowing. And, I think confidence comes with like progress of yourself doing it, and obviously seeing and networking and kind of just seeing how people are, and not just as models but photographers and people that are involved in it as like a whole. Like, it's just all how communication and certain things, when people say things to you, like, people don't take things the same way as somebody else would say. So it's kind of just having an open conversation of, what could we do better? Like, there's always feedback after. Is there anything that, we could change, or is there anything that somebody wasn't happy with? Or, it's always good to have negative and positive feedback with anything, really. But especially in the modelling industry, like, definitely.
Yeah. And okay, so if you could send a message to someone newly diagnosed with cancer, what would it be?
I would say, whoever you are, and whatever you've gone through, you've got to work with what you've got to work with. And if you can get out there and make yourself feel better in whatever way that is, in a safe environment with the right people, why not take it and run with it?
Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah.
Yes, good advice. What about self-care? I mean, lots of people, when I had cancer, it was like, oh, you got to cut down the red meat, don't drink so much. There were so many rules and regulations about food, diet, control. And what about you? I mean, self-care for you today, what does it look like?
I think mindset's everything. And I think, people can sit there and say, right, make sure you go to the gym every day, make sure you eat what you eat. But that's great if you're used to it, but if you're not used to it, it's quite a big thing to do. So waking up, even if it's a 10-minute walk around the block, if it's just a bit of fresh air going out in the garden, that's still a little bit of fresh air. Regarding eating and stuff, if you don't eat much vegetables and fruit and stuff, it is good to eat that. I personally, myself, I drank alkaline water and had quite a lot of like alkaline, like food dietary requirements that but I didn't go all like completely in. I just kind of put like one or two in like a meal. And I started off doing that like twice a week, and then did it like that. Say kind of portion sizes. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I couldn't eat much when I was going through the chemo.
Well,
so,
I don't know about your care, but we had I had to do the steroid injections every 3 weeks, and the chemotherapy was over half a year long, so it was quite a long period of chemotherapy. So you don't feel like eating, you don't feel like doing a lot. It's your
taste buds, isn't it?
Yeah, you just don't taste anything. Everything tasted metal.
Yeah, it just tastes weird, didn't it?
Yeah, really bad.
But I think just kind of like, just do what you can. Every person's different, so I think, I don't think there should be any specifics on what you should have or what you should do. I just think, changing it a little bit, that's one step to being a bit more better with it. And if you do that more, some people go fully blown in and go, right, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And I do go to the gym. I mean, I haven't actually been for 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't been for 3 months, but it's Christmas, so I don't mind. I'm going to eat what I want.
Right.
But I'm going to enjoy Christmas dinner.
I thought I was the only one.
I just think, like I say, every person's different. Some people go to the gym twice a week, some people go every day. But, commitments, kids, work, it just depends. And I just think if you've changed one thing, if it is just one thing, that's better than zero.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, even if it's, like they say to you, sleep so many hours, if you sleep a little bit longer, it doesn't mean you're lazy. It just means that you need that extra bit of sleep. Like, whatever your head's telling you to do, just do it. Like,
I feel better. I feel a lot better talking to you.
I sometimes have a little granny nap in the afternoon. I do. My mum rings me up. She goes, "Are you sleeping?" Yeah. But do you know what? I'm 34. But if I need a bit of a granny nap in the afternoon, I'm gonna have one.
I can't call it a granny nap. Everyone goes, "Get up." So I can't. Okay. Well, what about the future? I mean, what does the future look like for you? I mean, obviously, you have done so much in such a small, compressed, amount of time. But you're looking forward to the future now. What kind of future is it for you? More modelling, more acting?
To be honest, I'm just taking every day as it comes. Like, my boys, they're happy. We just, you have your ups and downs in life. But I just think you never know what life's going to throw at you. And whether it's good, bad, you've just got to, what will be is what will be. Right. So I can't sit here and go, I'm going to do this, or what I do is, before I go to bed on a Friday, I do write down like what I would like to achieve, by the end of the month, and manifest what I want to achieve.
I've heard that word a lot, manifest.
Yeah. And majority of them do actually happen. Right. And since I've done that, it does actually happen. Right. And I do it at New Year. Everybody says, don't they? New Year, like fresh start. And sometimes it fails, sometimes it don't. But everybody does say it. But what I do is, by the end of next year, I would like, and I don't go, I just put, I would like to do this, or I'd like to do that. Right. And it's not like I'm going to get that. So there's no pressure. Yeah. But if you're one step, like, for example, I wanted to do my bike license. My mum thinks I'm absolutely crazy by doing it. So this year, because we're nearly in next year, I did my CBT. I passed it.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay.
But unfortunately, I got poorly. I've had three operations after that. Wow. I couldn't then go on to do the bigger bike test. Right. And I was too poorly to do my theory. Oh my God. So I've got a year to obviously do that for next year. But
that's a goal. That's okay.
I passed the CBT and it was absolutely freezing. I remember with my helmet on, I was thinking, it's absolutely freezing. What am I doing here? But to actually get on a bike and do it, because, not long before that, I was actually too poorly to even hold up a bike or even walk. Yeah. And I was just grateful to even do that. So
I can only imagine when you were in that wheelchair, it must have taken a hell of a lot for you to get out of it. Because a lot of people are complacent. They just, this is it. I'm staying in it.
I was like, I can't. I've got 3 kids. Yeah. I've got to get out of this wheelchair. Like, I can't do it. And amazing. I think it is down to mindset. I was like, I'm going to the gym. Yeah. To be fair, when I had my surgery on and I had my drips in, and I went in with my 2 bags on my shoulders, and I was like, right, I'm going to the gym. And they looked at me, gone out, and I was like, what? No hair, with my bags on my shoulders, and we're going to go and do this. But do you know what? I felt really good after. But don't get me wrong, 3 hours when I got back home, I was like, oh God, I should have done that.
My God, it's amazing to hear, and I'm hoping that somebody out there is listening to this, thinking, "Wow, I can make change." That would be great.
Definitely can. You can't. You just, all you've got to do. Like, I think once you see and hear people going through it, and think, do you know what, I can relate to what she just said, or I can relate to what that person said. And when somebody's gone through what somebody else has gone through, or similar, like, you think about it, but then you don't do anything about it. But then you think, well, actually, I can do it. So why not?
Amy, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. We're running out of time, but I'd love you to come back on the show when your acting stuff is not so top secret, and you can give us spoilers. You can come back and talk to us about it. I'd love that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're an inspiration. Thank you for coming on board. It's really good. We'll be back soon with more episodes of Catwalk Diaries podcast series. Till next time, bye for now. Cypher issue 2 is out now. In this edition, we feature singer-songwriter Kelsey Watts, who performed on The Voice. She's just released her new single, Fit In. We also interview Helen King, a talented indie singer-songwriter who's gaining international attention. Actor and producer Jonathan Stoddard shares his personal and professional journey with us, and we also talk to martial artist James Sang Lee, who's worked as an actor, stuntman and fight choreographer in movies like Lethal Weapon 4 and Plane, starring Gerard Butler. You can buy Cypher in print or read it online at our website, networkingmagazine.co.uk. Check the bio for details.